Lovelies, and welcome back to another TikTok video. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload videos, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, those people that share my video, leave commentaries, and to my newest members, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's get into this video. So lovely. So I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I find it super interesting because I actually like listening to this Asian American woman, and whatever she said got me thinking. So she talked about how Asian American people was used to weaponize people of color and how they were very allowed to open businesses in these neighborhoods, just to make people of color not to be able to open businesses as well. So guys, I was just able to put up her stitches where she talks about how this plan was achieved. Guys, I'm just gonna roll the clip, and by the end of this video I'll be giving my own thoughts. Just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that this video does not support any form of violence. And share, like, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Say it again. The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, and the United States opened the door to Asian immigration in 1965 to put immigrants in the way of Black people. And this idea that the tension between business owners and customers is one of mutual cultural misunderstanding that could be overcome if they just got to know each other better, the time for that has long passed. And as I've said before, the problem with framing the misunderstanding as mutual is where one demographic owns the businesses and the other demographic has to pay. There's no mutuality. There is a power imbalance. The only situation that I could see being beneficial at this point would require Asian Americans to be willing to leverage their ability to secure the business loans, to secure supplier accounts, and to attain business licenses, to open in Black communities specifically to hire Black people to work in the businesses and to provide the professional development opportunities so that Black people can become the leadership in the businesses in their communities. But I don't have a lot of hope that Asian Americans are willing to do that, because the Asian American business owners that we see currently are not even willing to treat their Black customers as human. So I fully support Black people boycotting these problematic businesses in their community. And I want to say that I think another thing that non-Black people aren't aware of is that it is not as simple as boycotting the businesses and putting them out of business and then opening your own to compete. Because the system will find ways to still not give them the loans or rezone them so they can't open a business or not grant the business licenses. And suppliers are literally conspiring against Black people who have managed to open a business in their own community to not supply to them because they don't want Black people competing with the Asian American owned businesses in the community. So I wish that I had more to offer in the way of solutions, but I really don't. But please do not gaslight Black people with respect to what the issue is. The other Black people know the answer, but it is something that I'm still processing and it hits me really hard in the gut. And so I want people to understand that I am answering the question, what do I know? I'm not speaking for anyone. Many commenters today have pointed out how many affluent Black towns have been created and destroyed throughout United States history. And most non-Black people know about the Tulsa Massacre, Black Wall Street, Lake Lanier, but it was many Black towns. One commenter said over 60. And it's not that some Black people sometimes were able to establish a successful community that accumulated wealth. It's that Black people were consistently able to go anywhere and together establish strong communities that accumulated wealth and had education systems and businesses and were thriving. And every time it happened, people destroyed them. And then as you progress through time, it becomes less acceptable to burn and flood and massacre entire towns. So again, you have the passing of the Civil Rights Act in 1964, and the United States opens the door to Asian immigration in 1965. The United States has a long history of using immigrants to get in the way of Black people. And so I think that this system of using immigrant-owned businesses in Black communities is designed to siphon wealth away from Black communities. And another commenter asked me, why do I think that people are afraid of letting Black people build their communities and accumulate wealth and to thrive? And we see it so many times. It's because they fear revenge, because they know what they have done to Black people. But again, we have been told that if Black people wanted revenge, it would have happened already. That is not what they want. And I think that people think that the violence and exploitation and abuse of power that they have exacted upon Black people and all Black, brown, Indigenous, and people of color is a universal human trait, and that if anybody has that wealth and power, then they would return that evil in kind. But it's not. It is specific to, and all Black people want is to be allowed to thrive and accumulate wealth and exist as other people have been allowed to do. And again, please understand that I am answering the question, what do I think that I know? Association with Europeans. Words like plague and colonizer, maybe, but not blessed. And the cell phone in my hand came from China. So I don't know if you're referencing Steve Jobs or Martin Cooper or the Finnish inventor who created the first pocket-sized telecommunication device in 1917, and you probably don't know either because your education system has left you terribly ignorant and without the critical thinking skills necessary to effectively gather information. Because you believe that most great inventions can be attributed to one white person, as opposed to recognizing that the patent system is how white people colonize intellectual property. We would not have cell phones if it wasn't for the creation of the gamma electrical cell by Black inventor Henry T. Sampson. And most of our cell phones would not have microphones in them if it wasn't for the particular microphone that was created by Black inventor James Edward West. The creation of the first digital network, 1G, was launched in Japan, and then Black electrical engineer Jesse Russell pioneered the creation of 2G, which launched in Finland first. 3G launched in Japan, 4G launched in Norway, 5G launched in South Korea, and 30% of the world's cell phones are manufactured in China. Because we, of the global majority, recognize that collective humanity has the ingenuity and creativity of one another to thank, whereas a lot of European Americans are laboring under the delusion that the rest of us have white people to thank. And it's this narcissistic ignorance that causes people like you to do embarrassing things, like leaving comments about Europeans and cell phones on a video about systemic anti-Black racism in the United States. And while that could be written off as a comedic and senile non sequitur, we recognize it as a desperate attempt to center yourself in a conversation that has nothing to do with you. The irony being that white people like to say not all white people and they shouldn't be held accountable for the misdeeds of their ancestors, yet they want to be associated with the greatness of the things that they think they invented.
So lovely. It's just like the video I posted earlier on where there's, someone of color was actually telling Black people that, people of clear color. I just want to use this phrase because of, terms and all of that. So I'll be referring them as people of, or clear people or clear color or something like that. So guys, let's just refresh back with the video I posted earlier on where this clear person was actually telling, people of color about how we need to develop ourselves, about how we need to create things for ourselves in order to create generational wealth. Because they have been doing this thing, back in the day. They have been doing this thing a long time before. They, actually allow, Asian Americans to come develop businesses in the people of colors, environment, so as not to allow the people of color to generate wealth. They just want to cut it off so that they just want to cut anything that will make them, come out. They fear because of the fear of, revenge, or because of the fear of them taking over in times of being independently, financial independently, and all of that. So because of this, they decided to, allow, Asian Americans to come open businesses in this neighborhood so as to, make them not to have the opportunity to open businesses. So this is just a wake-up call. This is just a wake-up call for all the people of color out there, especially in our community, there to stand up to your feet, try to do something for yourself, so as we will stop this dependency, like to depend on them in terms of when we go to the hospital, in terms of where we, banks and all of that. Even Dr. Umar will keep on talking about this as well. And we just all need to come out and fight and, do something for ourselves, because if we don't do something for ourselves, nobody will. Nobody will do something for us if we don't do something for ourselves. We have to be able to create our own wealth. We have to stop waiting for when the reparations will come, because these reparations of a thing might not even come. It might end up not even coming. So instead of us to just fold our hands, sit down, and keep on waiting for reparations to come, okay, let's keep on fighting for reparation. Let's use this energy. Let's use the same energy to fight on how we're going to be able to stand on our own. We need to create our own wealth. We need to create our own generational wealth. So that's this energy we've been using to fight them. To like, okay, they are being real and cis and all of that. They are doing this, blah 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 blah. We should use this energy to try to create something for ourselves. I know this is very difficult for everyone to listen or to understand and put it in there, but I think this might help. It might also reduce the level of rate and cis. It's because we are always, at the receiving end. I know what we've passed through and all of that. So because of this, they use it. And just like this clear person said, that these clear people don't even think about people of color. What I think about is how they will continue to generate the wealth, this generational wealth, so that their kids and kids yet unborn will keep on being in control. So we should also try to do that for ourselves and our own kids and our own generation yet unborn. Since they don't, put you inside into considerations, or if they rather want to use this wealth or this tax people have been paying and all of that to sponsor something that's happening, that's not even happening in America. That's something that is even happening in the Israel. So it's not about to keep on waiting, sitting down waiting for reparation that might not even end up coming. Oh my goodness. It's better we just use the same energy to work on our own, to create our own, to invent something, to support ourselves. We should be able to support our own business. We should be able to support our own industry. We should be able to create our own wealth. We should be able to create a generational wealth that will help the generation yet above, because these people, they are not even thinking about people of color. They are thinking about how to continue growing wealth, growing generational wealth, so that they can continue remaining on top. So why are we all just sitting down, trying to like fight for reparation that might not even end up coming? They rather use this money to support or to sponsor something that is going on in another place than to put it out there for reparation. Like, they don't think about that. They don't think about all of this. They think about how they want to keep on being at the top. So it's not left for us to build ourselves, to support ourselves, create our own wealth, try to make something better for ourselves. So as this level of rate and cis and all of that will just reduce. Because we are so oppressed that anything we want, we just need to beg for it. We need to anything, even if in the hospital, we need to beg for it. We need to beg for free hospital medical care. We need to beg, wow. But when we provide all of this for ourselves, we don't need anything from anybody. Then it becomes intimidated, and they are very intimidated when they see that people of color are coming together. Like, they feel very intimidated. So guys, why not just let me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Don't forget that this channel does not support any form of. Just like, share, subscribe if you've not done that already, and I will see you lovely when I upload my next video. If you have watched up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not leaving your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video? And also, if you've not subscribed up to this extent, oh my goodness, click on the subscription button, leave your comment in the section. I will see you lovely when I upload my next video.